Let's stay with this theme and speak to my colleague Khayelihle Khumalo, who's watching an event this evening that is to commemorate the lives of the journalists that have died in this conflict. Khayelihle, thank you so much for your time. What can we expect tonight?
Well, that's right, Bongiwe. So this is going to be just an initiative by the South African media practitioners who are sympathizing with their counterparts who are really facing quite a very precarious situation in Gaza as the conflict worsens. So in major centers in South Africa, right here in Johannesburg, in Cape Town, and in Durban, you're going to have these vigils as well. But also, most importantly, in other capital cities as well across the world, we've seen similar vigils as well being held. Really just talking about a very atrocious and very, very hostile environment that the journalists are facing in Gaza, especially as the death toll rises. So is the number of the journalists who are just being killed. But also what is concerning also and very gruesome is that even their families are not spared in this regard, Bongiwe.
And I suppose, Kaya, one of the things that it also does is that it puts the threat of a blackout as a reality, because if you kill journalists, more and more will start to pull back and not go into some of the conflict-ridden areas because they're fearing for their lives.
Well, absolutely, especially because when you look at the international law, it's patently clear that the journalists should be protected at all times. But the Israeli authorities have always been very consistent in saying that they cannot really guarantee the safety of the journalist in light of the fact that, this is a very fluid conflict where at times also you have these indiscriminate attacks in Gaza Strip, but also even some of the neighboring countries, because, it's not just happening in Gaza, but you look at also in Lebanon as well, where some fatalities have been recorded, where the media practitioners were working right next to Israeli-Lebanese border, really pointing to a massive concern, because also when you look at other very concerning cases here, Bongiwe, is that even some of the United Nations workers as well have been killed in Gaza Strip.
And Kaya, let's talk about then the messaging for this particular event, and who are we expecting to speak?
Well, we're expecting quite a number of prominent South African journalists to converge here at Mary Fitzgerald Square to send also a very clear message where they're going to denounce these attacks where some journalists have been killed, but also really just showing solidarity to their counterparts in Gaza and just who are working under a very, very terrible environment. Oh, but also most importantly, we know that, South African journalists have just been so vocal, about the current situation in Gaza Strip.